Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to this week's Forex Focus, the show where we are forward-looking and we look at the opportunities that could be setting up in the FX markets for the week ahead. And in this show, we've got quite a lot to cover, so I'm not going to spend too much time just talking at you on the camera here, because we've got a lot of opportunities that are potentially presenting themselves for the next week. And we've also got some opportunities to talk to you about how you can use technical analysis and how you can use context to really sort of build your trade ideas. So without further ado, let's jump over to the charts and see what's setting up for next week. So we'll start off by looking at the Aussie yen, and the Aussie yen was also on our radar last week. We took some profits out of that last week, but it looks like it could be presenting itself for another opportunity this week, and that's the fact. If we zoom into this daily chart over here, we can see that last week the market had a bit of an issue trying to get through this level here, but this ultimately was the one that we wanted it to fire through. Now that it's through that level, I'm going to be looking for an opportunity either on the 1 hour chart or the 4 hour chart to be able to get short this, because I'm fully expecting the market to come down towards these lows here at the 72 handle. Yes, obviously it struggled with that a little bit last week, but the market does respect structure, it does respect technical levels, and basically it had a little bit of a tough time getting through there. But now that it's through that, if the market can hold below that level, I'm fully expecting it, as I said, to come down towards the lows. So we'll be looking for that on either the 60-minute chart or the 4 hour chart. We're also looking at an opportunity in the Aussie dollar. Now the Aussie dollar is an interesting one because all of the other Aussie related pairs have weakened in the past week, but this one is the only one that's kind of held strong. But if we take a look at this on the daily chart, and this is where context is everything. You know, a lot of people will be taking a look at this rally here and saying, oh, actually, this is something that's going higher, higher, higher. And even though that might be the case in the sort of the longer term, what I want you to take a look at here is if we go into the weekly chart, so you can see that it's been in a big downtrend. And these trends, they don't just, sort of turn overnight. That's not what happens. It takes a little bit of time for things to reverse. Now, yes, of course, the market next week could come up above this level and break above this level here. And I'll zoom in just a little bit closer. If you break above this level and start a monstrous uptrend, in which case we'll obviously be looking to take advantage of that. But what I want you to take a look at here is sort of like this tweezer top that we've got going on in the weekly charts, as you can see here. And this is quite negative price action. And the reason this is negative price action is what's happened here. If we think about this, the market here has been in a big time downtrend. Okay, it's then pulled back somewhat, which you expect in every downtrend. It's got ebbs and flows, and it kind of, with this, it moves in one direction, it pulls back a little bit, and moves in a direction, then it pulls back. And that's exactly what you expect from the market. Then the market came and it didn't print a lower low than that previous low and started to move up towards these highs. So that there is kind of like an indication that actually we might have a trend change on our hand. However, what we now have at a key level, you can see here, so this is a previous level in the past that provided us with either some support or resistance. We kind of have a tweezer top here. And the psychology behind this particular trade, if you look at it, you've first of all got this candle here, okay, which broke up above this level, but it didn't manage to hold above that level, okay? So the week before last, the market broke out above that level. It hit or came towards that moving average. It then closed back down by that level. The market the next week, so last week, it then went to try and get through that level again. Okay, and this time when it got through that level, it didn't just close back by the level, it closed below the level. So what we're expecting this week is we're expecting the market to then come lower and at least head towards this sort of low here at this level here at the 75 level, but probably are more likely to come back and have another go at these lows down here at around the 71 level to see if it can continue its downtrend. Okay, and that's what I mean by using the charts and using context. So if you were to just look at this in isolation, just look at this daily chart, you'd say, oh, okay, this is going higher. But if you look at the overall picture, which is what our job is as traders, you could actually say, well, the bigger case is for the trade to the downside. Now, it's not to say that you have to take that trade, right? if it doesn't set up, you don't take the trades. We're not saying just go in there and, jump in and take it blindly. You have to wait for your technical setup, but you also have to build your picture as a trader. You need to kind of put all of the clues together and see what's the most likely scenario, what's the most likely outcome for a particular trade. And looking at this one here, you'd have to say that if it does break down, it's one of those you're going to want to be looking to sell that. And you'd find that opportunity either on something like the 16-minute chart or the 240-minute chart, okay, which is the 4-hour chart. And also something else that kind of goes with this is that if you look at the other Aussie pairs, all right, so in the last week, they've all gone short as well. This is really the only one that's kind of held up a little bit. So waiting for this one to go short, it will just be following suit with all of the other ones, okay? So anyway, let's move on. And the next one up is the euro dollar. And if we take a look at the euro dollar here, you can see that whilst we've also, so looking at the Aussie chart, we can see that the trend is definitely to the downside. But how the difference here with the Aussie chart to this chart is if we look at the weekly, this is actually very, very bullish. We had a very, very bullish week last week. And if we just zoom in there a little bit, you can see that this is a very, very big bodied candle. And we're completely expecting this to probably hit through this level over here. So it kind of stalled at the 1.1367 level, get through that level and potentially get up towards these highs here. So how are we looking to play this? Well, we're going to look to take a trade either on the 4-hour chart or on the 1-hour chart on a pullback of this, okay? So if we take this on the 1-hour chart and the 1 hour pulls back to around the sort of the 100 moving average area and consolidates around that area, we'll have plenty of room to get in there with a nice risk reward trade before we even get to this level here. And obviously our eyes are then going to be on this level above. So what we're waiting for in the euro dollar is for it to pull back somewhat, to consolidate around the moving average. Once it's done that and it makes its next attempt to the upside, we'll be then looking to get involved in that trade. We then have the pound Aussie, and this is a great looking trade that we're looking to take next week. We took some profits on the trades last week, as you know, because we sent out the vlog there. But the market has then since pulled back and is now looking like it's going to give us an opportunity to go short again. We wouldn't be able to take this on the daily chart. There just isn't the price action there. However, looking at it either on the 4-hour chart or the 1-hour chart, we can see that we potentially have a 1, 2, 3 reversal around this level here. I would quite like it, to be honest with you. I would quite like the market to come back to this level and test it and then give us another break to the downside. I find that those are they're very, very powerful technical setups where you get the market come to a level, reject the level, then go for a second time, okay, and reject that level again and then finally break through. And the reason that they tend to be the better opportunities, all right, is the fact that you've not just got everybody looking for the turnaround in the trend here, but you've also got people that probably are getting long from this sort of area here. And I'll zoom in on the 1-hour chart. So you get people that are looking to get long from this area here. Okay, they will have their stops below this level. So if the market can then start to move to the upside, you'll get more and more people looking to buy the market, right? And what that means is if the market eventually then goes short, you'll have a massive cluster of stop orders below this level, which will then help us to push the market all the way down towards this low here or towards these previous lows. But in any case, we're definitely looking to get involved in this trade next week. In fact, it's probably one of my favorite setups for next week. We then have the DAX, so the German 30 here, and for some reason the 4-hour chart is not showing up there, but that's not a problem, because I can demonstrate this on the 1-hour chart. Let's start demonstrate on this on the 1-hour chart. Let's start with the daily chart just to look at the bigger picture. So the bigger picture here is that the German stock market has been rallying, and we're expecting it to rally high, and we're expecting it to get up towards these highs, and very, very shortly the very big highs all the way over here at around the 1, 2, 3 level. But at the moment, so in the immediate future, we're expecting the market to re-attack this level over here at the 108.15 and then potentially get above to here at 11407. And we'll be looking to take advantage of that either on the 4-hour chart, which you can't see right now, or looking at this on the 1-hour chart. So the market has pulled back somewhat, but it's pulled back to a previous level of support. if we can get some consolidation around this level here and then break up above, say, this level at 106.31, then we'll be getting in there with the long trade. As you can see, what we would have is we'd have an immediate positive risk reward, so greater than 1-to-1 between this area here where we would get in and the stop and the first level. But as we know, the first level is not the one we're looking for. So you'd have, you know, really sort of like maybe, what is that, 5 risk reward, 5-to-1 risk reward ratio on our hands here if it can get up above that level and get towards this area here. So great trade on our hands, definitely one that we're going to be looking to take. Then finally, we've got the New Zealand CAD. If I zoom out here, what you can see here with the New Zealand CAD is it's actually playing with this level here, and we're expecting it, okay, well, it can do one of two things here, but what we're expecting, because it's playing with this big support level here, and I'll zoom in on the 1 hour chart, it can do two things. It can either break beneath this level, all right, and go towards this low here at 91.81, or it can break out above this high around this area here and then take us all the way back up to around the 95 level. We're quite happy to play this in either direction, but my preference is for the market to break out above this level, show us some nice price action around that level, at which point I'll then be looking to get long with my stop below this level here, below the 0.9273 level. Okay? So that wraps it up for this week's Forex Focus. I hope you all enjoyed watching. I hope you got some good value out of it. As I said, this week's one was a little bit more than just showing you what we're looking to take in our own accounts, which, as a reminder for you all, is what these Forex Focuses are about. We're just showing you what we're doing in our own accounts. We're not trying to give you any advice. We're not saying take this trade or take that trade. You still have to go away and do your own analysis, your own due diligence, and decide whether or not it's right for you. But as I said, in this show right here, we mixed in a little bit more educational type content, so showing you how to read the charts, looking at the context, looking at where the market's coming from, and really just kind of building up a picture and building up a story as to what the market is trying to tell you. You know, trading isn't that difficult when you get round to it. Everybody can make money in a demo account. Why? Because they don't care about the money, right? But when it comes to a real account, suddenly they start to make stupid decisions and suddenly they start to lose money. And basically what they're doing is they're just overcomplicating things, right? You can trade the way that we trade here on the Forex Focus very, very profitably without needing any other indicator at all. Now, it's not to say that we're against indicators. We use them with some of our other strategies, but I'm just trying to demonstrate how simple and how easy trading can be if you kind of strip away all of the fluff and you don't get emotional about your trades and you just trade, you know, what the market is telling you. Okay, so anyway, thank you very much for watching this week's Forex Focus. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, comment beneath the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe, because that's the only real way to make sure that you get notified about all of the videos that we upload, whether it be educational videos, these Forex Focuses here, the vlogs that we put up. You know, you'll be notified first if you're subscribed to the channel. So what you need to do for that is, you know, basically open up a YouTube account. So click the sign in or the register button in the top right hand corner of the YouTube, sign up, subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great end to your weekend, and I'll speak to you in next week's Forex Focus. Take care now.